We'd like to welcome you out to the April 15th, 2020 Commission. We ask you to join us and rise with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The first item on the agenda for tonight is the approval of the minutes.
I saw no changes. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Minutes passed. Thanks, Lori, for doing that. Item number 2, introduction of Tristan Thomas, newly hired attorney in Carbon County Attorney's Office.
Commissioners, this is Tristan. Tristan, let's have you go up to the microphone in the middle there. So since we're being recorded and our meeting's being streamed on TV, maybe Tristan can introduce himself. We just hired him a week ago, and he's our newest deputy county attorney. He's going to be helping out with civil things as well as criminal cases. So we're going to throw all kinds of stuff at him, but I'll let Tristan tell you where he went to law school and where he's from, and anything else he wants to tell you.
Okay.
That's great.
Okay. Well, I guess I've already, for the most part, been introduced, but once again, my name's Tristan Thomas, and I went to law school at Creighton University School of Law in Omaha, Nebraska. And after completing graduation there in 2018, moved back here, got a job with the court. I was actually the law clerk for the 7th District for about a year and 4 months or so. And then I applied and got hired on with the Carbon County Attorney's Office. And I'm for the most part, I'm originally from Utah. My father was military, so we kind of bumped around for a while. I was originally born in Norfolk, Virginia, but eventually ended up here in Utah, so I consider myself to be from around here, and grew up in the Ogden area. So if there's any questions the commission would like to ask me about anything, I don't know.
So you're an Ogden Tiger then, right? Is that what they are, the Tigers? Oh, I don't remember.
From what I know, yeah. I'm actually, I grew up in South Weber, so it's not exactly Ogden, but just kind of pretty near. It's actually in Davis County, but it's right kind of on the edge between Weber and Davis. So
Commissioners, I was impressed that Tristan had already made a commitment to our local area at the time he applied for this position. He'd already come down here, moved down to Carbon County, worked here for a year and a half, told us he wanted to stay here and continue to work here indefinitely. And so I always am impressed when somebody appreciates Carbon County and appreciates what we have here. And Tristan certainly expressed that in his interview. And he's an excellent writer, very smart. He's already helped us out a whole bunch in the short time he's been here. So we're really excited to have him. And county employees and county and you as commissioners will have the opportunity to work with him. And I'm going to be throwing stuff to him. So we look forward to having him on our team here.
Glad to have you on board.
Yeah, welcome
thank
aboard.
you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 3 is the discussion and possible approval of addendum to the Carbon County Employees COVID-19 leave policy. Christian, did you want to address this?
Sure. Commissioners, as we looked at, as you know, the county was required to adopt a COVID-19 related leave policy a couple of weeks ago by April 1st. That would cover county employees if they had to take leave. It would pay for 80 hours of leave in the event they could not work. It was required, the federal legislation required us to exempt, though, from that policy public safety employees. However, you had already expressed to public safety supervisors and department heads that it was your intent to cover paying any county employees beginning April 1st who couldn't work in the event that they had to miss time because they were infected with the COVID-19 virus or taking care of somebody at home who had that. You had already expressed that you would cover 80 hours of that leave time. And so this simply makes that official, makes it clear that public safety employees are also to be covered by that if they have to miss work because they've become infected with the COVID-19 virus. So there are some minor changes, but more or less it provides that an emergency responder shall receive up to 2 weeks of paid sick leave in the event the emergency responder tests positive for COVID-19. And it would also cover time in case they were tested and had to be isolated and quarantined, and it turned out to be negative. They'd still get paid for that time that they were quarantined waiting for the test results to come back. So this just codifies what you had already told the county employees you would do as employers. That money's budgeted, it's in there, and so it more or less gives county employees a 2-week payment in case they come down with this virus.
And to clarify again, this is not an extension of existing benefits. This is a certain circumstance related to COVID-19 only.
Correct.
I have no questions or further discussion. I'll make the motion then that we approve the addendum to the Carbon County Employees COVID-19 leave policy.
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Item number 4, discussion of funding for Miss Carbon County organization. If you would, just for the record, state your name.
I'm Kylie House. I'm the director of the Miss Carbon County Scholarship Organization.
Thank you.
So as you may know, the Miss Carbon County organization is currently part of the Miss America organization and a representative to both Miss Utah and the Miss Utah's Outstanding Teen organizations. Over the past couple of years, the Miss America organization has gone through numerous changes in how the program is run, as well as multiple changes in leadership. At this time, we would like to announce separating from the Miss America organization to become just a community-only based pageant and scholarship program. We feel this decision will greatly benefit the young women competing in the Miss Carbon County Scholarship Program. We believe a major benefit would be that the commissioners could offer the allotted pageant entrance fee amounts as a college scholarship to our royalty members. For Miss Carbon County, the commissioners have allotted $1,500 for Miss Utah entrance fees and $400 for Miss Utah's Outstanding Teen entrance fees, to make a total of $1,900 allotted to the Miss Carbon County organization per year up to this point. We would like to propose that these funds be offered as a scholarship instead of entrance fees. We would also propose that the commissioner's college scholarship be between $2,000 to $2,500, as this amount will be split between the 6 of our royalty members. And you can view that possible scholarship breakdown on the provided attachment. And I'll let Mary Lynn continue.
I'm Mary Lynn Tubbs, and I'm co-director. We would like this to be the earned college scholarship to the school of their choosing that the royalty members receive after their year of service. We would like this to be able to go into effect for the royalty who will be crowned this year in August of 2020. We would also propose that a check either be written to the organization or have the county office be in charge of this scholarship. The scholarship could be used towards housing, books, tuition, and fees. Along with serving each city in our county by attending the local events, helping with planning and service projects, we would like there to be stipulations on this scholarship that involves the commissioners directly. We would like the royalty to come to quarterly meetings to report on what they have been doing in our community, as well as turning in service report with at least 30 hours of service at the end of the year. If there are any other stipulations commissioners would like to add, we are open to hearing your ideas. We hope that we can count on you to help support our young women of Carbon County. Thank you so much.
I guess
Okay,
I'll come back. I don't know.
You can both stay there if you like, it's okay.
As long as you're 6 feet apart.
Yeah. just- Commissioners, do we have questions on this change or proposal?
I do have a few questions. Do they have to be from Carbon County in order to compete? So, for example, if somebody's going to school at USU Eastern and they've been here for a year, that basically constitutes residency, but they're not from here, would they be allowed to compete?
We
Yeah.
have been able to let them allow them to compete if they're going to school here, but that would be something that we could also discuss. If you're just wanting someone that has been here forever and resides here in Carbon County, we could put stipulations on that where we can only allow people that are born and raised here to compete. But we do offer at the current moment people who go to USU Eastern to be able to compete.
Okay. The other question I have is what's the drawback or downfall of the young women not being able to compete at the state and or national level?
The only thing that because we did an extensive polling of people and asking them their opinions, because this was kind of a hard decision for us to make, but we think that mainly the only drawback we figured was just the experience of them going and being able to compete. All the other things, I've talked to past Miss Carbon counties, and all of them said that they would have rather had that money as a scholarship to be able to go to school than to have that experience to go up to Miss Utah. So that was kind of one of our deciding factors in that, was from our past Miss Carbon counties desiring that additional funding for school.
So if they win Miss Carbon County currently, do they receive a scholarship, or only if they win at Miss Utah or beyond?
Yeah, so we currently do offer a cash scholarship, and we do have the girls go around to businesses and ask for scholarship funding. So, and it varies per year because they're having to go out and ask for that money. But yeah, so we do offer some money, but it would be nice for them to have as much as they can receive.
Is your organization a 501c3?
Right now, I have no idea. We took this over about 4 years ago, and so I just kind of filled in where I was needed. So I have no idea if Christina Scow was the last director, and she didn't know either. So we have no idea. So if we need to go through that process of becoming a legitimate 501c3, I think we could look into that if that was an issue.
Okay. I just want to make sure there's not a problem with the county funding scholarships. There's been a kind of an informal, over the years since I've been here, over the last 15 years, the county has kind of shied away, and in fact has specifically decided that it wasn't going to fund things that were otherwise educational, directly educational related. So I just want to make sure this doesn't violate any restrictions on use of county funds before if you were inclined to do it. I think we better just do a quick legal check and make sure that there's no problem with using these funds for that purpose.
What are the age groups? I mean, you have Miss Carbon County and Miss Teen. What age ranges?
So the teen is from 13 to 17, and then the Miss Carbon County is 17 to 24.
(13 to 17), and what was the second?
17 to 24.
24.
So they could potentially compete in both?
It depends on their age. They have to be a senior and 17 to be able to compete for Miss Carbon County, and they can't be a senior to compete for the teen. So that's kind of how we differentiate there.
Okay. And what do you do with the money if say like Miss Teens, depending on their age, if they're 13, 14, 15, it'll be several years before they go to school. What do you recommend? And if they end up not going to school, what do you do with the scholarship funds?
It just goes back into our scholarship account. So we have a bank account with the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union, and so that just stays in our scholarship account and will go back into the funding for next year.
And then once that girl who won at a younger age is ready to go to college.
Yeah, once she's there, that money's there. Mhm.
Okay.
So if the county were able to do this, and the only way that we could do it is to pay bills directly, we would have to just start banking that money until that young woman was of age to go to college then.
Right.
Okay.
I don't have any questions. I guess I just like, would make the motion that we allow our legal analysis to be made, and then we can make a decision and try to move forward with this.
Sounds good.
Yep, I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And you're doing a great job, by the way.
Item number 5 is consideration and possible approval of the Blackhawk contract agreement.
Commissioners, I apologize for any confusion it caused. It's the Blackhawk Communication Site. So that's the name of the communication site. This agreement is between Carbon County and UCA, or Utah Communications Authority. What it outlines is terms on how we're to manage the site. Carbon County is the landowner of the property, and UCA has agreed to construct the site with a tower and building, and also bring power to the site as well. And so in exchange for that, we've agreed to not charge them a land lease, and in exchange, they will not charge us space in the building or on the tower. So as far as power goes, we plan on putting our own meter, so each agency would pay their own power, and see if there's any questions.
I don't have any questions. I think this has been a long time in the works, starting with the exchange of the property in the beginning, so we could actually build this site and improve our safety for both 191 and Highway 6. So I think it's a good thing.
No questions.
I'll make a motion to approve the agreement.
I'll second that.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thanks, Barry.
Item number 6 is consideration and possible adoption of Ordinance 534, a change to a portion of the Carbon County zoning district map from RR-2.5 to R1-20K, located at 410 West, 1000 South, for Dalvin Bradley.
I might could speak a little bit to this. This is a parcel that was a fairly large lot to begin with, and the owner would like to split that. He owns, this is a second home of his, so his primary residence adjoins this property, and he'd like to take part of that 2.5 acres for his own and sell a smaller portion when the home is sold. And planning and zoning has approved that, and I don't see any problems with it or questions. Have any questions about it?
I don't. I think it cleans up an action that was that was taken earlier. So I think it's a good thing.
So I'll make the motion that we approve Ordinance 533 to change the zoning map at this 410 West, 100 South address from RR 2.5 to R-1-20K.
I think that was ordinance 535 or 534.
I'm sorry, read it wrong. 534.
Yeah. Okay. I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item number 7 is a consideration and possible adoption of Ordinance 535, a change in the portion of the Carbon County zoning district map from RR1 to 8K located near 1930 Old Wellington Road for Circle K construction.
I might introduce this one just a bit too. So the Circle K construction has a parcel of ground that they would like to subdivide and sell smaller building lots to try to accommodate our local need for some affordable housing. And so this is the goal. They've worked with Todd and the planning department, and it looks like it would be a viable project. I believe there's 8 building lots in this small subdivision that may open the door for 8 families to buy a home that may not be able to do so today.
I have no questions. I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 535, changing the portion of the Carbon County zoning map from RR1 to R1 1000.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item number 8 is the consideration and possible approval of surface waiver purchase agreement with Graphite Solar. Is that Solar One or Solar I?
It's Solar One.
Solar One LLC.
Commissioners, this is the same entity that's going to be developing the solar farm on the area designated for the Community Reinvestment Agency in the area plan established by the Community Reinvestment Agency. The county has some mineral rights out there, and what they are proposing is that you enter into a purchase agreement wherein they would pay $5,000, and in exchange you would sign the surface waiver wherein you would agree not to encroach upon the property to extract minerals in any way that would interfere with their operation of their solar farm. And so it doesn't prevent you from accessing those minerals or obtaining them, except it does limit you from doing so if what you're trying to do would interfere with their operations. So they would essentially control surface access. Your access to the minerals, the county's access to those minerals, would be limited essentially to what they would agree to or allow, or extracting those minerals from an adjoining parcel. So for $5,000, you'd be giving up those rights. It's my understanding they need to procure those in order to obtain funding, just so that they can be certain that their operation wouldn't be interrupted while they're operating their solar farm out there.
And is that an annual fee or just a one-time?
That's just a one-time
Okay.
purchase. It's my understanding in talking to Jim Schnaple and Luigi that it's, I believe they offer $50 or so an acre. Well, let's see. I'm trying to see how many acres that is. It's 80 acres of land. So the purchase price is $5,000 divided by that 80, which I think is they
Just over
indicated
60.
they rounded up just a bit to give it to us. How much is that, Seth?
Just over 60.
Yeah, so typically they offer $50 an acre is my understanding, but they were willing to round it up to $5,000 to make it a clean number for the county.
So Tristan, see how he worked him a little bit there? So just learn from that.
I can't do math, that's for sure.
And this would stay in effect as so long as they're there and operating, and it says and or reclaiming the site. As soon as
Correct.
they're out, then it releases this waiver,
Right.
and we can use the property.
Well, not
Well,
use the property, but
not us. but
extract minerals.
extract minerals 'cause
from
the
anywhere.
property's owned by somebody else.
That's correct.
I am familiar with the coal bed methane wells in the valley, and been fairly involved in the wells that were drilled out in that area, and it was discovered that there was no methane or natural gas in that area that far east. There are some mineral extraction operations out by the Mounds area further to the east, but the holes that have been drilled in this vicinity have not had anything in them. So I think the liability to the county of losing the money from potential mineral extraction is very low. So in my opinion, I don't think that we're exposing the county to a loss in giving up this right to the surface to be able to extract gas or oil from the surface.
It does say that they can directionally drill underneath at a depth of greater than 500 feet. So I still think that it would protect us if they found oil or something. So.
I'll make the motion that we approve this surface waiver purchase agreement with Graphite Solar.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
Seconded. I
We
just
are-
see Brady out here. Does he need us?
Okay.
All right.
All right. We